Welcome back to another video, and oh my goodness, did we did we see that? Like, did that actually happen?
We're so fucking back. I said
Like,
it last time. We're so
we're so back, dude.
fucking back.
Oh my, I'm trying to process Dave Filoni. I mean, this is why he had this episode, because he was not gonna let anybody else take that and ruin it. I'm gonna do it my way, and if people hate it, then they hate it. But it's my creation. But last I checked, nobody hates this because this is Star Wars, and this is what we've been longing for this whole time, and this is what Star Wars is and will always be. So, with that being said, Episode 5 out of 10 gets a 10. This is like the first time I think I've given anything on this show a 10 out of 10.
Anything. Literally anything.
I don't think you've given anything a 10 out of 10 either.
No, I haven't given anything a 10 because nothing's really deserved a 10, but I can't give this anything but a 10. Like, this is
I mean, like, what the only thing I could say, and like literally my only gripe about the whole episode, if you even want to call this a gripe at all, is the Clone Wars flashbacks. Even though they weren't really there, they were just sort of like it was sort of like an outer body experience. So like it wasn't really there. It
wasn't a
was,
true flashback.
there wasn't like, yeah, because like I felt like both planets, like the Siege of Mandalore and Ryloth, were kind of the same, but anyways, that's besides the point. If you guys follow me,
it's like that you can explain away with like, oh, it's her own internal world. So like they reappear in the past how they want them to reappear.
right? But
But again, not a gripe.
if you guys follow me or follow the account on Instagram, I was able to go to one of the showings. I got this sick poster, and the theater was amazing. Again, that was like a really great experience. Talked with a lot of cool people, who just all, they just all love Star Wars. So it's moments like, Kenobi and Andor when they come out, and makes you think, man, this fandom really hates each other. They really just want the franchise to sort of die out. And then you go to one of these things and you're like, oh my god, like we all want the same thing. And I think it's
There's hope.
because when
There's hope for people.
you're actually talking to people and you're not just sitting behind a screen, there's a lot, there's a lot of truth behind what you can actually say. And so with that being said, I mean, this is one of the greatest, I think, live action pieces we've ever gotten, where the acting, the score, the cinematography, the overall message just absolutely blends and makes yet another amazing, impactful episode. And I even loved some of the cameos slash name drops. Leia Organa, they dropped her name in, knowing that she's still around. And then we got our boy Rex in live action. Tamora Morrison voiced Rex, which I thought was kind of strange, but I mean, it fits. It fits the bill. It wasn't really much. It was just more of like a little appearance, but I mean, and the young Ahsoka too. That was the one. That was the one leak that actually ended up being true throughout this whole thing, because pretty much every leak I've ever read has yet to, other than obviously the World Between Worlds, every other leak has kind of not really been.
People were taking shots on those leaks.
Yeah, I mean, they were.
People were swinging for the fences on
Yeah,
those leaks.
but God, it's of course it just now escaped my mind. But the actress for young Ahsoka, I mean,
Oh,
she was the young Gamora in the Avengers. She was the, I don't know if you've seen the Barbie movie. I saw the Barbie movie. That was another amazing cinematic experience.
I did see the Barbie movie. The Barbie movie was that was a time. That was a time.
She played the daughter of the mom. That was her.
Wow, really?
Yes.
She's
Yes.
out here putting in
Yep.
work.
And she was. I saw something on Twitter, that she tweeted. You don't even call it that. It's X now.
It's not even Twitter. It's X, and it's posted. It's disgusting. I hate it.
I still call it Twitter.
I still call it Twitter too.
She tweeted. I forget what it was, but it was so funny. What, I forget what her name was, but the tweet was like, "Huh, well, what's going on? Did I miss anything? It was just so funny. Um, like I think it
This
was like
bug, you just
it
like
was
it.
like when Mark Hamill tweeted, "Oh, is there anything good to watch on TV?" When when Luke made his appearance in Mando season 2.
Mm.
But I mean, yeah, dude, that was amazing. And when Hayden was going back and forth between being Anakin and being Vader, like
Oh my gosh, the
this is
flashes in the smoke with the Vader
dude, him shrugging his
costume.
shoulders like just another day at the gym, like my god.
I literally like I'm oh okay. Let me get my thoughts together.
Ariana Greenblatt, that was her name, and she's 16. So
She
she
crushed
absolutely
that.
nailed it. I hope she
She crushed it.
gets. I hope this definitely just boosts her acting career. Hope to see her in a lot more projects. Maybe see her in some more live action Star Wars projects. I mean, who knows? Um, but my God, the the duality between Anakin and Vader, and just what what Obi-Wan took away from the Emperor. Obi-Wan robbed the Emperor of that. And I gotta tell you, I think for the Emperor's sake, he should be happy because the Emperor would have been gone. So
Yeah, Palpatine was not holding Anakin if he was at full power.
ain't no way.
Like there's literally no way.
But what are your thoughts on so the beginning of the episode? We get Hera and her squad, and they pull up to the area that they were last seen, and I for some reason I thought it was gonna like lead me to believe that this area that they were on, or this thing that they were sitting on, was like very strong with the Force, and that like that's how like Anakin pulled her in, or this, that, and the other. But no, she didn't get pulled in. She didn't. Nothing. She just straight up died. Like she was dead. She died, and he basically just tells her that he has um, one last mission for her. They have to, he still needs to teach her one last lesson. And I think if it's I'm gonna have to go back and watch this episode again, just like in the comfort of my own home, and just digest everything. But from what I'm understanding from this episode, or this overall message, is that like yeah, it doesn't matter what legacy you may be a part of.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're still in control of your
You are
own.
your own. You are your own person. You are in control of your destiny. That's at least what I was getting from this. Like yes, she comes from a lineage of great Jedi, but she is not those Jedi. Like she is not the sum of those Jedi. She
Right.
has her own power to like make her own name in the galaxy, etc., etc. Um and it's a good message,
Oh, for sure.
it kind of flies in the face of like all these prophecies that we've been dealing with for so long in Star Wars. Um and that's not necessarily a bad thing, I think.
No, no, not at all. And I think also it really the live action really shows just how young she was thrusted into this. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about a 12 or 14-year-old who's stronger than the average soldier and pretty much has no rights, and is just told, "Hey, you have these powers. There's a war going on that's completely staged and being completely it's a complete proxy war, and you
It's
know,
completely fake,
it's
yeah.
completely fake." And I mean, you see that in obviously it took me out a little bit in the Siege of Mandalore clip, which was just amazing. As soon as I saw the Maul Mandalorian helmet, I was freaking out. I thought we were gonna get like
Maul.
Maul. I'm like dude, I lost my shit. I'm like, there's no way, there's no way. But I mean, obviously we didn't, but we didn't need to, because it was just a quick little like. It was from Anakin's point of view of, oh, I was never here, because obviously at that point in time they had split. So he shows up and he's like, oh, I
He
don't
was like,
remember
"This
that.
is new."
I don't remember this battle. Like literally, I think that's literally what he said, and
Yeah,
it was a way for him to see her progress of becoming a young, snippy Padawan who thinks she knows it all, who thinks she's a know-it-all, to a soldier and a general. And
yeah.
it
A
also
seasoned
it
leader.
also just proves to you that Ahsoka is the Ahsoka who completely folded Darth Maul, and therefore justifies my argument that Maul is the biggest loser in all of Star Wars.
I
You lose
I'm
to
not even
that.
gonna.
You lose to that. Anyways,
I mean, like,
you
look now.
fold to
By this, I
Kenobi
mean,
twice. You lose to
honestly,
her. You lose to Palpatine. I mean, anybody's gonna lose to Palpatine. But like,
anybody's gonna lose to Palpatine.
you're
That's
just
you can't really
stacking.
count
You're
that
just
one.
stacking L after L after L after L. But
But here's the thing. Part of that to get on this tangent. Part of that is demanded by the plot. Like
of course, of
he can't
course.
take dubs
Of course,
because there's
no,
too much.
no. Like they went
There's
to
too much.
him, like when they leaked the script and they go, "Hey, listen, this is gonna happen to you. You're just gonna be the 0-16 Detroit Lions. Like we're just gonna you're gonna look big and bad, but in reality, you're just gonna take a beating after you killed one of the greatest Jedi in the Order.
Yeah.
A small price to pay uh, for my reputation, but
Yeah. Small price to pay for looking fire.
but anyways." Dude, I just can't believe we saw that. And then again, the delivery of, you either live or you die, and then she says she doesn't want to fight him, and you're like, oh, I've heard that before. The callback to Luke
Yeah.
saying, I will not fight you. Like, there's just the little details and the Vader shots and the Clone Wars armor, and you definitely know Hayden did his homework. I mean, if we're being
Hayden for
honest, he did suck in the prequels for the most part in terms of his delivery. But
I mean, how do you deliver the lines that George Lucas had him writing
no,
saying
no, no,
seriously?
I know. But if I'm being honest, some of these lines that were written weren't really that great either. But it
They
was
weren't
just
fantastic.
the way he delivered them is kind of what made it a little bit better. I think if he had delivered
Mhm.
these lines when he was, you know,
Yeah,
2005, I think it would have just been worse.
they
But
also would have fallen flat. Yes.
like time to die. Like I like it would like is this a 2005 2006 anime finale? Like I was whatever. Anyways, I thought most of the dialogue was fine. I thought most of the lightsaber choreography was definitely a little. It's weird because
It contrasts the two styles.
I think Rosario's younger than Hayden, but Hayden looked a lot more like a spring chicken than she did. But maybe that's just
Hayden,
big.
yeah, that's the thing. Rosario looks like half the time, and this is no, I don't know. I don't want to be rude or sound like crazy or anything, but half the time, she looks like she can't move quickly.
And I
Like it
don't
looks like the choreo is like not it. She just looks unathletic
and
in a way.
I don't blame her because she's wearing that like 10-pound thing on
Yeah,
her head, so that's
that's
definitely
probably
slowing
the
her down.
reason.
But it looks like there really was no care into like the after effects of like making it look faster. But I guess they didn't want to speed it up to make it too obvious. Because I mean,
Yeah,
in the Clone Wars, that's how she fought. She was very fast and very violent, and especially with the dual wielded style that she was. I guess maybe it shows her maturing, and she
maybe. I
necessarily
still think
doesn't have to be in. She hasn't been involved in that much combat, or she doesn't really have the need to be that involved. But I don't know. I think there's many different ways you can go about portraying it, but I definitely think that Hayden brought up the lightsaber fight in that
yeah,
sense,
Hayden
and
was turning up. He was turning up.
yeah, that was amazing. I also think that this is definitely not fan service, and I had an argument literally a couple hours ago on TikTok about this. Um, it wasn't even an argument; it was me just basically stating that if you are able to comprehend plot, character arcs, and story building, then like let me find it. I'm not gonna expose this what he said, but where is it now? I can't even find it. Oh, probably because he deleted it. Probably, I
Oh,
guarantee you, he deleted it.
That
Probably did.
bad?
No, it wasn't. For some reason, I just can't find it now. Like, I don't know why. It's gone in the ether. Anyways, he basically just said, y'all eat this shit up, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, listen, if you can't comprehend that this is, like, imperative to Ahsoka's character, then, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And he literally just told me that me, of all people, just worship and will eat anything Disney gives me. Me, of all people. I am the Disney goody
You're
two shoes.
literally like you. I've never seen you.
I've been paid off by the mouse, like, according to this person.
I mean,
So
I've like to be fair, like I feel like we should have more of the boys here. It's a shame that we can't, but like this is a momentous occasion because you actually gave a Disney product like a rating higher than for 2 weeks in a row, a rating higher than a 6.
yeah, yeah, and all it took was, decent storytelling, action, lightsabers, the Force, um,
All it
controlling
took
your
was
own
Star
destiny.
Wars.
Things that Star Wars are about, the themes that are popular in Star Wars. Um,
All it took was Star Wars getting back to Star Wars.
yeah,
Like the
that's all
root
it
of
took.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
yes, and like I will. This is not me saying Andor is not Star Wars. This is not me saying
yeah. Of course
all
they
these other
deleted.
things.
Of course they deleted the comments.
This is not me
Whatever.
saying all these other things are not Star Wars. This is me saying that this is like Star Wars at its best, in my opinion.
This is what you need. This is what you need to bring the people back. Not something like Andor, where the fan base is already divided and you're really struggling. You're really, like, pulling teeth to get people to watch that. And a part of me was kind of concerned too. Like, this is the cynicism in me coming out a little bit here with them releasing this in theaters. A part of me was like, I wonder if their viewerships are not meeting expectations. They don't want to put it on cable because that'll look 10 times bad. So maybe we should release it in theaters just to get people talking about it. But it actually turned out to be a net positive. So I don't think that was a bad thing. And I was hearing people talking about, when I was in line, just a little nugget, that they're going to be doing a finale. The same thing with the finale. And there's going to be something at the end of the finale, I guess. Like I don't know what that means. I don't know. Like, is there going to be a teaser trailer for the second season? Is there going to be another show announcement?
Teaser trailer for a movie.
The new the who knows? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we have 3 more episodes left, and my God,
Dog,
I,
I don't see. Here's the thing: like they've officially kicked off into the every episode should have a decent amount of action portion of the season. Um, and like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm like immensely disappointed if it doesn't happen. But now with, um, they should have. There's like no excuse for there to not be action in every single bit of these episodes, purely because the chase is on now.
yeah. I mean, we went a whole episode without seeing Balin and Morgan, so this episode, the next episode, has to catch us up on where they are. Did they make it? Did they fail? Um, Are we gonna get Thrawn? I keep thinking we're gonna get him way earlier than the finale. I don't know why. I just have this inkling that the next 3 episodes are gonna be Thrawn, because there's no way you can wrap up all of that in the finale unless the finale is an hour and a half, an hour 45 minutes long, which I don't think it's gonna be.
No.
And I will say, I felt like this episode was again.
Short.
It's
It
short.
was short. It was
It's These
short.
episodes are really short, but it
35
didn't.
minutes
It didn't.
of
It
perfection,
didn't
but it was
drag
only
though.
35
It
minutes.
it didn't drag, but it was just short. Like, every time I see
Exactly.
Hayden, I want more. Like, literally, I want more. And
35 minutes of perfection, but it was still only 35 minutes.
listen, if this was it for him, if that was it, if that was the final curtain call for Hayden
What a way to go
Christensen,
out.
I mean, all I gotta say is thank you, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna keep going on because I'm just gonna get emotional. But all I'm gonna say is, I mean, just what a redemption arc. I mean, I don't think that's it though, because there was some lines that he delivered in the trailer that have not been said yet, and I think that we are going to get to see Force Ghost present Anakin, because I do not think that was present Anakin. I think that was Anakin from a different point in time, obviously, as we saw, because he went back and forth between being Vader and Anakin, and so I think we
I
are
just
going to
think
get.
that
I think we're going to get present Force Ghost Anakin, who's going to and I don't want to say comfort Ahsoka, but give her the last bit of strength that she needs.
I actually respectfully disagree. Not that Hayden has had his last, thing, but I honestly think that was present Anakin, and he's learned in his studies in the Force and is continuing to like learn and be in the Force and be the chosen one. He has learned to like master both sides of what he was and what he became, which I honestly think would be super interesting in order, like, basically, in order to teach Ahsoka, he had to confront her with that which she feared the most, which was his turn. Like, she blamed herself like a great deal for Anakin turning out the way that he did. She definitely believed that if I had stayed, I could have stopped him from turning to the dark side. If I had stayed, none of this would have happened. And he had to free her from that mindset of like, you know, of being trapped in his shadow, and being trapped in his legacy of death and chaos and darkness and all that self doubt that was eating at her. He couldn't do that by remaining as Anakin Skywalker. He had to push her to her limits,
Right.
in
And
order to teach her that it wasn't her fault and that she is more than just making up for his mistakes.
I also love that the World Between Worlds wasn't necessarily what we all thought it was going to be, and it didn't play as much of a huge part. Like, it wasn't like you just
It was
walk.
it existed for
It
flashback
wasn't.
purposes. That was it.
He wasn't like walk down this way, and I'm gonna show you this door where I completely got chopped up like sushi by my master, and I burnt to a crisp. Or let me walk down this door where I threw the Emperor down a shaft, but somehow he returned. Like it wasn't so
Mhm.
literal. Like I think people thought the world were taking the World Between Worlds too literally, and I think when Dave Filoni said it's not time travel, that didn't connect with them for some reason. Like it that was not time travel. They did not go back, change something, and have it impact they went back to a certain point in time, and it affected the current version of that character, but it didn't alter the timeline in any which way. Now,
She literally just learned. That's all. She learned from her. She learned.
now, does Thrawn know about this? Does Ezra know about this? Obviously, Ezra knows about the World Between Worlds. So what if I feel like I feel like we aren't done with the World Between Worlds. To be honest, I feel like they're gonna try to do something with the finale, in
I don't feel
regards
like
to the
we're
World
ever
Between
done
Worlds.
with the world between worlds.
No, I definitely think they're gonna use that as a way to bring Palpatine back.
Please God, no.
Because from what I've seen, cloning just is a constant waste of time. I mean, if I'm one of these,
What's the point though?
if
Like
I'm one
he
of these
didn't. Like
if I'm one of these
Palpatine did
cloning
not come back
scientists,
perfectly.
and I well, he knew about it too. So I mean, he had
He
his
knew about it, but but Palpatine didn't come back perfect.
no, and he had his contingencies. So there has to be some sort of explanation.
I'm praying that
Anyway,
Palpatine has
you
nothing to
know
do
what I
with the
would have
world
loved
between.
for an alternate like cut of her to been like, or Anakin to be like, like, yeah, you were my Padawan, but there was another. He just walks down a hallway, and all you just see is a silhouette and two
Red
blue
lightsabers.
lightsabers, and they're being held the
Oh,
exact same way, and it's just Sam Witwer, and he just walks out.
oh.
But you know what it
See,
would have, and
don't.
that would have been
God.
cool, and he
Oh,
could have been
don't
like,
tempt me.
and he
Don't
could have been
tempt me
like,
with good time.
listen, this is what you will become if you do not get the fuck over this.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good
I'm
time,
telling, dude, these creative juices are flowing.
dog. Oh,
I'm just beyond. I'm just beyond like, oh, hey Snips, go find my son. like that wasn't even said once. Like I get it, you can't because plot, and Luke would just if Luke
would
appears,
dog walk.
everybody's dead. You're
Luke
all
would dog walk.
you're all
Like we
getting.
can't talk about that.
I
Luke
mean,
would dog
the
walk.
only one that would be standing would be Chopper, and I think Chopper has a chance to take down Luke. But at the end of the day, I was walking around just telling everybody, I want this to just be 40 minutes of Chopper committing war crimes, and then Anakin looking at him and going, "This is where the fun begins."
It is indeed where the fun begins.
But we did not get that. We just got Chopper playing around on his scanner, which was fine. What did you think
Honestly,
of?
the thing is, if we had more Chopper, they would have he would have stolen the show. Let's
What
be
did
honest.
you? What did you think of Jason? The
I like this kid.
What do you think? Do you think there's gonna be anything there in regards to like his character? Do you think he's gonna have some big like implications to what happens to the Jedi? Or do you think it's just another Force
I think he's
user
just a cool. I
that's
think he's just a cool kid, who happens to be the son of a powerful Jedi. Um, I don't like. I don't. I don't. I don't think he's gonna have too much of a role moving forward, simply because I don't think, like,
what I would hope.
unless they get to Thrawn and Thrawn is looking at Hera and he's like, "You've changed. You have a son. Like, you definitely have a kid now."
Yeah.
Because I feel like knowing her and like the intimate, and I don't mean intimateness in like they were like but I mean intimate because like he knows her.
Yes.
Thrawn knows Hera. Thrawn can probably read her like a book. So I believe that he'd notice any change within her and would be like, "Oh yeah, like you definitely have a kid," and like the mission would be like, "I'm gonna send my newfound peoples to go find this kid."
No,
But like
I get
aside
it.
from that,
I
I don't
I
think
would
he's
like
gonna have any.
I would like it to end up where it's hinted that he ends up becoming Ahsoka's Padawan. It's like hinted instead of Sabine because Sabine's not
Yeah,
going to be a Jedi. Like I for once want this to be a failed Jedi Force user person who just gives up on her powers and just accepts that
I mean, she
she's
doesn't have the Force.
no. But I just want her to accept the fact that she doesn't and
She's
she
not a Jedi.
cannot.
Okay.
She can't. Like I feel like we've never seen that. We've never seen somebody fail to. We've seen Leia give it up, but we've never seen somebody try to tap into it and sort of fail. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Like I just feel like
But I
people
also
like I
think
feel like
that,
now
like,
it's like, oh, you have the Force. You just got to train really hard and then you'll get it. Like no.
but here's the thing though, I think that is kind of how the Force works.
No, it is how the Force works, but it shouldn't work like that. It's such a stupid
No,
argument.
but here's the thing though. Like, bro, the Force works that way because the Force works that way. Like,
It's like have
there's
you seen
no,
that video? This conversation. Have you seen the video where the guy's like, "This is an aspen tree. You can tell just because of the way it is." That's what this conversation feels like right now.
no, 'cause it's like,
Have you never seen that
it feels
video?
like, no, it
Have
feels
you
like,
never
The
seen
Force
that video?
Awakens. Feels like the Force Awakens. It's like that's not how the Force works, but it actually is.
Yeah.
Like we're
She
sitting
hasn't
there-
even been to take him for training. Like that.
like we're sitting here, and I'm going like, and I'm like, okay, like the Force shouldn't work this way. But at the same time, with the way that everything established about the Force is, they've already said like, oh yeah, the Force flows through all living things, at least in this galaxy. Like,
Well, listen.
there's just like,
Listen.
there's no way around it.
Look.
That if you train hard
Listen.
enough, and if you try hard enough, you could potentially unlock your Force potential, and it's bullshit.
But somehow John Boyega could not.
Somehow John Boyega could not. You know what? He had.
You're telling me
he
Watto
didn't-
is
he
more
had-
Force is more in tune with the Force than John Boyega.
No,
Got
but
it.
here's the thing, though. This is my official idea. He had enough midichlorians. He just had too much melanin. That's what it was. Wrong M's. He had too much of the wrong M.
And he had no dog in him. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mace
This man
Windu would
had
be Mace
zero.
Windu would be disappointed.
That man had zero dog in him. I don't know what he had in him, but it was not dog.
Oh, I'll tell you who had
Nothing.
dog in him though. That freaking that fighter pilot.
Oh,
What's his
damn it.
name? No, the one in episode 5 that was talking
Oh,
to the New Republic. How they
Arson?
were like, "Do you have any
Arson.
evidence that there is anything going on?" They disappeared. Ahsoka was just basically rescued from being drowned. All Ahsoka would have to do is go, "I met my master. I fought him. I went back to the Clone Wars." Like that's all you'd have to do. But again, you can't because plot. So all you'd have to do is show him the broken map. And also, doesn't Ahsoka have the map like imprinted on her hand?
I don't. I think that yeah, she'd have it like at least burn. She'd have a burn from
Maybe
grabbing the map while it was
so
still
for whatever
burning
reason they
hot.
just decided, you know what, we're gonna go into Purgle's mouth and we're gonna hope this thing doesn't eat us.
No, but here's the thing though. They don't need they need the map to like she only has a partial print. Like that's
Right.
what it is.
So they're not even going to the exact location. They're just going in the general,
They're going to the breeding grounds or the migration grounds
which
of
is where they were.
wherever.
Yes, which is
Yeah,
where they were last. Right.
yeah, where they were before they came back to this galaxy. So like it is in the same galaxy. They will be starting in the same system.
It'll just
But
be a lot of puzzle solving from there.
yeah, they're just gonna have to figure out, okay, where the heck did they go from here?
Man, this is a ride, I tell you. I mean, we have been cooking lately. Dave Filoni is back, and all I gotta say is, when eventually this universe or this era of Star Wars comes to a close, and they tie a knot with connecting it to the sequel trilogy, this, that, and the other, they need to go off. I think Star Wars needs to take a little bit of a hiatus, and then they need to come back, and they need to come back strong and out of the gate with something that is going to bring the fans together. And there's one character from a certain era that can do that.
And his name is Luke Skywalker.
No,
The
Revan. You start,
Ooh.
reboot, Old Republic,
Ooh.
Revan trilogy, off the bat, or just
To be
Old
fair, I
Republic,
wasn't wrong.
or just Old Republic
To be fair,
trilogy.
I wasn't wrong.
No, but I mean, we're getting the Acolyte, so who knows? I think we're still getting the Acolyte. I kind of wish we weren't because of all the stuff that's been happening behind the scenes with that we haven't been able to talk about.
It is what it is.
But anyways, overall, Ahsoka episode 5 out of 10 gets a 10 out of 10. Captain Rex coming back. The Phase 2 and Phase 1 clones. The Vader, him walking into the smog and seeing
Him
the Vader
walking into the
outline.
smoke as Vader, and then walking out of the smoke, and then like transitioning mid-step was insane. I swallowed. Oh,
Yep.
was cooking.
That's
Was cooking.
exactly how I felt. And just seeing him in the Clone Wars attire and him sounding like Matt Lanter, but also sounding like himself. I mean,
Also, I don't know if
How-
you noticed the Vader Anakin voice blend when he came out of the smoke the last time
yes,
with his
I
red
did.
lightsaber.
Yes, I did.
Nuts.
And then
Nuts.
Ahsoka's yellow eyes, where he was basically seeing if she was gonna give in or not, and obviously she didn't because she's pure. She's Ahsoka the White now. She is the purest.
I dig the costume switch.
She's the purest of pure.
I dig the costume switch, and I hope to God these motherfuckers don't take this and run with it like, oh, she's a great Jedi. No, she's literally just a Jedi again.
No, she has become a pure. She is at her full power, I would assume. So, what are we gonna see next? I mean, who knows? I'd have to go back and see my last video if any of our predictions came true. I think we both said that they would end up fighting. That ended up coming true. But as far as what we wanted to see versus what we didn't want to see, I think we're safe. I think, they aren't doing the world between worlds in a very dangerous way. I think they're being very careful with how they do it, which is good. All right. Well, as far as what's going to happen next, again, This is taking place during season 3 of The Mandalorian. So, are we gonna see Din? Are we gonna see Luke? Are we gonna see any old characters appear? There are 3 episodes left. I definitely don't think so because she is heading off into another galaxy. So I don't know how she would be able to make contact with them unless there is a call out into the Force and Luke is just already there and has just gotten everything taken care of.
He's handled it already.
This would be a perfect introduction or a perfect way to introduce a recasting of Luke, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this show, I think would be perfect for that. But do you have any final thoughts on this episode or on this roller coaster of a series?
Keep it up. Like, please, just keep it. Just. I hope that they keep this momentum up. The I would just love, like, now that we have all this stuff. I'm just sitting here and I'm going like, I don't even, like I said, I don't even want to like make any guesses as to what's happening next. I'm having so much fun because I don't know what's happening next and I don't care. Um, it's so nice to walk into this with no expectations whatsoever about
No, I agree. I mean, I don't even think like you're just enjoying it. Like you don't even have to worry about stuff happening. Like you just
I'm having a fantastic time. Like I'm just so like I feel vindicated for sticking with Star Wars for this long. Like I was never not gonna stick with Star Wars, but I feel so like.
I mean, that was pretty. I was pretty close to just being like, all right, call me when they start making Old Republic shit. But
No. Now here's the thing. Now that the Xbox Series S 1 terabyte dropped, I'm gonna get that and then go get Jedi Survivor.
oh,
And you know
you thought my
now that all
opinion
the
on
bugs are worked out.
you
But I feel like
listen.
I feel like because slight tangent. I played Mass Effect Andromeda and I actually
Ugh.
liked it
Ugh.
because and I think the reason I liked it is because it'd been a while since I had played Mass Effect 3, and so I didn't have the terrible endings
Fair
to
enough.
get me down. And also the fact that the bugs were non-existent when I played it.
Right.
Like,
So, yeah.
it's been like a decade
No,
or
no,
something
yeah, I
since
get
that
it.
game dropped. And I actually enjoy the story. So I feel like with what we've got going on now, with Star Wars, I am
If
like it's kind of the same thing.
it's just gonna be drier than the fucking Sahara Desert once the show's over. It's gonna be like a
Hey,
year and some time, then we get something new. Unless there's something
hey
that we
man,
don't
there's
know
always
about.
young Jedi adventures.
I know, yeah, that's whoop
There's
de doo.
always young Jedi adventures.
We can always watch Revenge of the Sith and pray to God that he doesn't turn, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
and
look, if Young Jedi Adventures doesn't end with Anakin Skywalker, no, I'm kidding. I'm
okay,
kidding. I can't do
okay,
that joke.
stop,
I can't do it. I
stop
can't
it.
do it. I
Uh,
can't do it. I
listen,
can't do it. Um,
you've known my opinion on Fallen Order. It is a very strong opinion, and
it's a very strong opinion.
normally I gave it the benefit of the doubt because I thought, you know what, Respawn, good company, they make some pretty good games, and I think
You just
that
couldn't get past the animals, man.
no, I think that they will improve upon an already decent product, and you know what they did? I think they
They
had
doubled
somebody
down on
watch
the
my
animals.
playthrough and go, let's take everything this fucker hates and let's times it by 1,000. No, let's times it by 10,000. He hates yard goats. Let's give him triceratops. He hates, oh my god, he hates Ogdo Bogdo. Let's give him Bedlam Raiders.
Let's give him
He
Son
hates
of
that when
Octobogdo.
he hates that when you press dodge, you don't dodge. How about when you press grapple, you don't grapple, so you fall into the abyss 10,000 times?
You thought Ogdo Bogdo was bad? Wait for Son of Ogdo Bogdo.
No, and Rick the door technician. Ugh.
Rick the Door Technician.
I
What the
just killed.
fuck
I
is
just killed him today. I felt really good doing that.
Dog,
I
I know for a fact you were freaking out when you saw that boss. When you saw that boss
no.
boss.
I have it. I actually was streaming on kick, and I think I have my reaction. I saw it. I was like, Rick, the door technician. I did the force pull, and I just stabbed him with the lightsaber, and I was like, oh, that's it. I was
Dog,
like,
there are so many streamers, there are so many people like beta testers who saw that shit and were like, "What the fuck?"
what if he
They
like
were
had
like,
force
"No, no, no, I'm
powers?
not ready. I'm not ready."
What if he like had force powers? Or he
Dog,
had
that
like
would be so funny.
General Grievous just pulls out like 8 lightsabers.
No, no, no. Here's the thing. Like, Rig the door technician. It's he's just his power is just summoning fucking doors. He just like He's like raises a hand and a door just comes out of nowhere and
After
squashes you against
Rick
the
the
wall.
door technician, the next game should be Bob the gate mechanic or something. Like Bob the hyper
The trash compactor mechanic.
the freaking hyper. What was the thing that was broken that Ray fixed in The Force Awakens?
Dude, fuck if I know.
Part of the ship, I forget what it was, where she just walked in and she's like, I converted the thing that Nick went on the tangent on about, where you just make a bunch of wires,
you
make
take one
love.
bit, you take one bit of the ship.
Yeah, you just finger your ship. I can't believe I just said that. Okay, you just stuff your fist in there and you just go to town.
Time to go. It's
right.
time to go.
All right.
It's time to go.
If you guys have not yet seen our reaction to episode 4 of Ahsoka, please go ahead and go into the live tab, because that was done live. This is not done live. This is an actual recorded episode. So if you are struggling to find that previous episode, go into the live tab. Follow our social media links down below, and we will be back in a week's time with our reaction to the next episode, presumably, if our schedules and everything goes well. And assuming this show continues to just be banger after banger. That being said, thank you guys for all the support, and we will see you guys next time.
Deuces.